Welcome back to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. We're going to be talking about a RedWood Empire offering called Lost Monarch. Now, yes, this is my own bottle labeling, Mr. Randy's Home Collection. Why? Because if you've ever tried a RedWood Empire bottle, you're going to notice that the bottles are kind of tall. And they're tall bottles don't really fit on my shelves. And so what I did was I drank enough of it so that I could transfer it to one of my own bottles, and I just made a label. And during making the label, I decided to just sort of a play on words, Lost Monarch. Because in the beginning, when I first tried this Lost Monarch, I didn't particularly care for it. So I'm like, this is going to be the last time I buy it. So I just kind of was like, I'm going to be funny. I put last instead of lost because I'm never going to look for it again. Although I'm going to tell you right here and now, I think I may have changed my mind on it. So let's get into some information. So the Lost Monarch from RedWood Empire comes in at 45%, which is 90 proof. Which lands it roughly in middle range of my preferences. It's a mix of bourbon and rye, so you have a 3 to 14 year bourbon mix mixed in with a 3 to 14 year rye mix. It's kind of interesting. There's not a lot of very specifics about what all is being used and how much, but they're telling us that there's a 55% rye to a 45% bourbon. It's quite interesting. So let's talk about the name Lost Monarch, RedWood Empire. So the Lost Monarch is named after like one of the largest coastal trees they have. That's kind of interesting. I like having a backstory and sort of a meaning behind it instead of just throwing out a name at random. So this juice is a little sweet and spicy. This tall ass bottle comes in at $35 to $40 in my area. I find it to be regularly available at most places in my area. I have yet to see a place where multitudes of bottles sit on the shelf. I've seen a bottle here and there, but I've always seen a bottle on the shelf. They do tend to want to try and push more on the more expensive step-up bottles with the cask strengths and the special editions and whatnot. But you still can find the regular editions of the Lost Monarch and also the Pipe Dream, which I have yet to acquire and try myself. Video coming soon. So like I said, I did not like this at first, but I think it kind of grows on me after a while, and I kind of sort of appreciate the difference in the complexity and how it is. But it doesn't seem to me like it's very well known because it's not talked a lot about from a lot of different types of people that I follow. So when it comes to scoring, I'm going to score this at a 4 out of 5. Now, the reason why I'm giving it a 4 and not a full-blown 5 is because, yes, at first I did not like it. I'm not sure quite what was about that. I just did not care for it at first. I drank it down past the shoulder. The bottle annoyed me because it was too damn tall. I let it sit for a while. I tasted it again, not too bad. The more it sat and the more often I tried it, the more I liked it. Again, I'm going to knock off a point basically for price because coming in at just under $40, the price is a little too high for what it is. It's a good juice, trust me on that one. And if you don't like it at first, let it sit for a little while. Come back to it every now and then. Just like me, I did that, and eventually by the time I got down to about half the bottle, I started to like it. And every time I brought it out just to have a pour, I liked it more and more. So this is what they call, I forget what they call it, but it's a mix of bourbon and rye. Ryeburn? Burrye? But it's actually not too bad for the price, although I'm going to say I'm going to be a little more reluctant to reach out for this bottle to purchase again. I have not yet tried the pipe dreams, which is going to be my next acquisition. I'm going to have to try that. This has actually proved me wrong, that at first taste can actually be deceiving. I'm going to try the pipe dream. I hear more about the pipe dream than the Lost Monarch. There are other offerings from RedWood Empire that really seem to get a lot more traction. But then that's where you're getting into the 100+ proofs, and you're talking upwards of $100 for a bottle. And that's just something I have a hard time dealing with at the moment. Again, I'm also only about 7 weeks into my bourbon journey, but you know, I'm appreciating the lower proofs at this point. So enough talk. Let's get into that pour. Very nice. Let's take a look at it. Let me give it a little good shimmy shake. It's got a pretty nice color. Let me switch hands. It's got a pretty nice color. Just get on the nose. It's got a medium size. It's got a medium nose. Decent, not overbearing. It's got a nice sort of, I can't quite place it. It's something unique. It's good, like a sort of almost cinnamon. It smells delicious. Didn't smell anything like it the first time. Let's give it on the taste. Ooh, it's got a little bit of a punch up front. The medium kind of goes down. The tail end, I don't know. Seems like it's bent everything up front. Let's give it a second sip. Oh, it's pretty good. I don't know what to say. There's something special to that. I'm actually surprised at this one. Like I said, at first, I didn't care for it. It's actually growing on me now. Let's go in for that third one. Ooh. Now I'm really starting to see what some of those people are talking about, how much they like this Lost Monarch, and they like a lot of this RedWood Empire. I am definitely going to have to go out and grab myself a Pipe Dreams. I think there's one other out there that I'd like to try, another offering. I think there's like 4 to 6 offerings without jumping up to a higher proof. But again, this is, I call it Last Monarch. It's Lost Monarch by RedWood Empire. What do you think? Do you like RedWood? What's your favorite RedWood? Have you tried Lost Monarch? Do you like it? Let me know. Mr. Randy here for Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. Have a good one.